You're staring at the back of your Cub Cadet mower, the blade's spindle looking worn, the pulley wobbling a little, and you're wondering if you really need to spend the money on a new assembly or just keep tinkering with the old one. It's a classic dilemma. Replace a part that you can't see the wear on until it fails, or gamble on a cheap fix that might let you down in the middle of a yard job. I get that hesitation, especially when you're trying to protect your budget and avoid another trip to the hardware store. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. Let's talk about what this kit actually is. The Cub Cadet 91806979 blade spindle assembly with pulley comes in a 9-pack, each unit matching the OEM part number for Cub Cadet Tractors. That means the dimensions, bolt patterns, and the built-in pulley are engineered to fit the XT1, XT2, LX54, LT54, and other FAB series exactly the way the factory intended. For anyone who's already spent time digging through their mower's service manual, you'll recognize the part number instantly, which cuts down the guesswork of searching for a compatible aftermarket piece. The fact that it's a bulk pack also hints at the manufacturer's confidence in the part's durability. They're assuming you might need a spare or that you're maintaining multiple machines. Who should consider buying this? If you own any of the listed Cub Cadet models and you've noticed the blade spindle grinding, the mower pulling to one side, or the pulley making a rattling sound, this is the most straightforward solution. It's especially handy for people who keep a second mower for larger properties or for rental services that rotate equipment throughout the season. The 9-pack gives you enough spares to rotate through a whole summer without hunting down a single replacement in the middle of a mowing frenzy. It's also a good fit for de-oriented owners who have a decent set of hand tools and feel comfortable tightening a few bolts, aligning a spindle, and reinstalling the mower deck. If you've already taken the mower apart before, you'll appreciate that the assembly arrives pre-matched. You don't have to hunt down a separate pulley or worry about mismatched bearings. On the other hand, there are clear reasons to skip it. First, if you have a non-Cub Cadet tractor, say a John Deere or Husqvarna, the part won't fit, even if the mower looks similar. Second, the installation isn't a snap-in job. You'll need a socket set, a torque wrench, and a bit of patience to get the spindle seated correctly. For folks who are uncomfortable with mechanical work or who don't have the right tools, the cost of a professional service call could quickly outweigh the savings of buying the part yourself. Lastly, if you only have one mower and you're not planning to do any heavy-duty mowing, a single-unit purchase might make more sense than a 9-pack that ends up sitting in a garage for years. Now, let's break down the practical strengths that make this kit stand out. The biggest win is compatibility. Because it's the exact OEM part, you won't run into the almost fits but the bolt holes are off by a millimeter problem that haunts many aftermarket replacements. That translates to a smoother reassembly and less time wrestling with misaligned components. The inclusion of the pulley is another plus. Many separate spindle kits leave you hunting for a matching pulley, and a mismatched pulley can cause uneven belt wear, leading to premature belt failure or power loss. By delivering both components together, you reduce the number of variables you have to manage. The 9-pack also adds a hidden value: inventory control. For anyone who maintains a fleet of mowers, you know that the spindle is one of those parts that tends to fail after a season of heavy use. Having spares on hand means you can swap out a faulty unit on the spot and get the mower back into service without waiting for shipping. That downtime can be costly, especially in a commercial setting, so the upfront expense pays off in saved labor hours. Even for a homeowner with a single mower, the bulk pack can be cost-effective if you plan to keep the tractor for many years. You'll likely replace the spindle a few times over the life of the machine, and buying in bulk usually lowers the per-unit price. Of course, there are some practical downsides you need to weigh. First, the pack is bulkier than a single-unit replacement, so you'll need storage space. If you're living in a small garage, those 9 metal assemblies can take up a surprising amount of room. Second, the part doesn't come with any extra accessories like a new belt or deck bolts, so if those are also worn, you'll have to source them separately. Finally, while the 4.6-star rating from 114 reviewers suggests a high level of satisfaction, there isn't a detailed breakdown of any recurring complaints, so you're trusting the general consensus rather than specific feedback on things like fit on older model years or